everyone. I think we finally managed to resolve the issue. I've made an update on our streaming to YouTube. We're trying this out for the very first time. It's a new feature available on this technology called Crowdcast. So here's hoping we've got a smooth run from here. My name's Yvette Adams and I'll be your presenter tonight. We are here to talk about the exciting Level Up program from Sunshine Coast Council, and also to hopefully teach you a few things about connecting to faster internet on the Sunshine Coast, and also ways you can be learning new skills and improving your business's productivity and profitability. I've got about an hour with you tonight and I have allocated time for questions. If you haven't been on a webinar before, there is a text chat area and you're very welcome to drop me a line, and I'll do my best to keep an eye out on that as we go through the content, but I will mostly hold those over until the end. I'm just going to pull up the slides. I had to close everything and restart everything due to the late start. But yeah, as I said, the program Level Up is an initiative from Sunshine Coast Council. They're a very progressive council for offering a program like this. And the reason they're offering it is they want to see our local economy grow and develop. And right here on the Sunshine Coast, we have the NBN being rolled out right now at the moment, which is really exciting. Some areas have it already. Some won't have it for another 12 months, 18 months. But the reality is that everybody, well, not everybody, lots of areas will eventually have it. At the moment, there's about, what the figures, it's about 30,000 businesses that will be able to have it, and about 16,000 only have got it on at the moment. So there's still a long way to go in terms of who might access it. I'm just going to share my slides. I've got those ready to go for you now. So if you could just give me a thumbs up if you can see that, and I'm going to turn my ugly mug off because you don't really need me. It's much more exciting just to look at the slides, or at least know what I look like. Okay, here we are on the slides, and with a bit of luck, that'll work beautifully once it loads. There we are. There's the slides. So as I was saying, the Level Up program. So as I was saying, the NBN is rolling out, and the Sunshine Coast Council wants you to fully utilise digital tools, innovation principles and business solutions to help you basically get more productive, like do more in a day, but maybe have more time at the other end too. I know I was just at the beach earlier this afternoon, which was awesome with the family, and profitability. So they want you to make more money and do it in an easier way. And we also want everyone to have the opportunity to compete nationally and internationally. I'm biased, but I think we live on one of the most beautiful parts of the world. And I traveled about 40 countries over a 7-year period. So I kind of say that with a little bit of experience. So if you are going to base yourself here, you could just earn enough to get by. You could work for somebody else. Or if you've got a business, which lots and lots of people do, you can actually grow your business. Hopefully I'm back now. Can you confirm if you can hear me now? Okay, cool. And complete Google Chrome crash, which is lots of fun. Okay, here we are. Here's the slides again, and we can get back into the content. So, as I was saying, welcome to this webinar provided to you by the Sunshine Coast Council. It's all about the Level Up program, a digital upskilling program that the Sunshine Coast Council is offering. My name's Yvette Adams. I'll be your presenter today. I'd love you to interact with me and send me your questions. And if you can do that via the text chat area, or I can have a chat with you later on of the session. As I was saying, here on the Sunshine Coast, the NBN, or National Broadband Network, and other faster internet solutions are rolling out all over the coast. Some of you will have the NBN or faster internet options available right now, and others of you won't have them for another 12 to 18 months. So we want to make sure you know what to do with it if you haven't, and how to prepare for it if you don't already have it. Once you've got the NBN, it's not just about having fast internet and keeping on doing what you've always done faster, but it's actually about looking at perhaps using different tools that can make you get the job done quicker and easier, and maybe even make more money, and maybe even be more competitive, maybe even with national and international companies, despite being based right here on the Sunshine Coast, which is a pretty nice lifestyle. Before we get into the content, I do want to acknowledge some awesome program partners we have. We've just signed on another one this week, which is The Hive, which is a new co-working space in Maroochydore, has 200 megapixels up and down speed, which if you don't know what sort of speed that is, my original office speed was 8 down, so 200 is pretty exceptionally fast. And up, you know, people have like 0.8 and 1 if you're lucky. So they've got 200 up as well, which is amazing if you want to run a webinar or upload speed. They're actually nice enough to be offering some options for people who sign up for our Level Up program for you to go and try the Hive and see if you like it. So contact them and let them know that you are involved in the Level Up program, and they'll look after you. We've also got a lot of the local telcos or telecommunications companies involved as partners. Also CCIQ, which is of course a Chamber of Commerce and Industry Queensland. Sunshine Coast Chamber Alliance, which is all the different chambers of commerce here on the coast. NTAG, which has some pretty cool technology solutions to offer. Regional Development Australia, and even NBN's come on board. But the program is being developed and delivered for you by the Sunshine Coast Council. So a quick little background on me before we get into the content. So for those of you who I haven't met before, I was born and raised in New Zealand. The accent has never left me. I left there when I was 21, and I travelled the world for 7 years, as I was saying earlier. Went to about 40 countries. So I do feel like I'm qualified to say I feel like Sunshine Coast is the most beautiful place around. I ended up here in 2004. I brought my little boy who was born in England. My children now are aged 10, my girl, and 13, my boy. So I've been juggling businesses around them. My first two businesses, actually, first one was when I was 17. It was a newspaper. Second one was when I was 26. It was a fashion online store. So it was selling T-shirts online. And this was around the year 2000. And I actually remember saying to people, hey, buy one of my T-shirts online on this HTML knocked up website I'd made. And it uses PayPal, and people were going, oh my gosh, I'm not buying something online. That's so dangerous. And now that's really commonplace. So it just shows how far we've come. I sold that business and I sold the newspaper actually as well. Today I'm running 3 businesses: the Creative Collective, which is a digital marketing agency based here in Maroochydore. We do websites, we do social media, we do SEO, etc. We've been in this space, well, that business has been in operation for 10 years this May, which is pretty exciting. Might have to have a 10th birthday party. Then I have the Training Collective, which is a digital upskilling company. So we actually are, those two companies successfully tendered with Sunshine Coast Council to win this contract. And it is because we've operated as a business with the Creative Collective, fully cloud-based since we started, really, whatever was available, and there's become more and more stuff available. So 2009, I'd say we went fully cloud. That's when we started using Xero. That's when we moved to Gmail, away from things like Microsoft Outlook. So I'm by no means saying don't use some of these things that I refer to, or do use these things, but the program's all about introducing you to alternative options and you having the information to make a decision on what's right for you. I also have another business, awardshub.com, which is helping you find business awards, and we also do your business awards applications. I get to do some pretty cool stuff like speak for Google and lots of other organizations. I have my own online show that should say about young entrepreneurs. You can download that and watch it for free on an app called Bryn. I'm also the chair of the Knowledge and Professional Services Task Force for the Sunshine Coast Council, so I have a fair bit to do with them, and the chair of the Australian Institute of Company Directors for the Sunshine Coast Committee, so a little busy, I guess you could say. In short, though, I love business. I'm really closely connected to lots of amazing people, and I get a real kick out of helping other business owners to find out what's out there, apply it, and really get great results. So look, this whole level up concept, we actually came up with the brand and we came up with the concept because we were saying, you know, business is a lot like a game. One, if you want to get into it, you've got to be ready for the game, you've got to play it. And whatever level you're starting at, whether it's ground zero, level 1, because you really don't have the skills or knowledge to start it, or whether you're starting at level 5, because maybe like a guy I was talking today, he's had a couple of businesses already and he kind of knows what he's doing. We don't really mind what level you're starting on with this program. We just want you to go from whatever level you're at and go to a higher level. So you'll go to the website, and I can show you it later, and may recognize that level 1 is all about just getting onto faster internet and being safe online. So for some of you, that would be super easy content. And for others of you, you'll go, actually, I could benefit from that. I really need to start with just the basics. Moving right through to higher levels, you'll find they get progressively more advanced. So the short of it is, I think you'll agree that we're living in a digital era and the game has changed. So you have to have digital skills if you want to survive in business, and you have to be applying them. So we're basically saying, what are you waiting for? Let's go play. So here's the issue. I don't know if you're aware, but Amazon, which is a really massive online company, is actually starting here in September in Australia. So Amazon's been around for a long, long time in America. I remember ordering books from it in early 2000s in the UK. And I was always amazed at how great the online experience was and how they upsold you and how they'd do free shipping and they would get content to you, the books to you just so super quick. So nowadays in the UK and America and other countries as well, they order just about everything from Amazon, not just books. They can literally the night before go, oh, I need a new hairdryer, let's say, I'll order one on Amazon, and using their card, they go on and it's there the next day. So what does this mean for you as a local Sunshine Coast business owner? If you're selling products and you're in a retail environment, it means a lot. If people could sell it on Amazon, maybe they already are, you need to relook at your business model and where you're getting your products from, and whether you might need to sell different products that they're not selling on Amazon, or sell them for cheaper, or offer free shipping, or offer some value, some service about how you help people select those products. Don't be complacent. Please know that this is a major disruption. You've also got to think of this as an opportunity though too. Could you, as a local based Sunshine Coast business, start selling on Amazon? Because that's a massive opportunity and a massive audience. If you can not only sell to people in the Sunshine Coast, but maybe even nationally and maybe even internationally, that's pretty exciting. There's other major e-commerce juggernauts entering this space in Australia. So another one is Alibaba. They are the biggest e-commerce website in the world, sell a lot of clothing and things like that. They set up offices in Melbourne earlier this year. So they're here, they're already here, and they're doing stuff as well. And that will also continue to change the space. This one isn't an online example, but my point here is that even the big guys don't go under. And I don't know the exact backstory to Masters and why it went under, but I just marvel at the fact they're a huge operation employing a lot of people, a lot of stock, big warehouses and things. And maybe, just maybe, they weren't keeping up with changes and operating agile and being productive and profitable as they could be. Maybe they weren't playing the digital game. So they closed all its stores end of last year, even the big guys it happens to. Talking about disruption, this is one that's usually sort of hits home and really tangible. I say to my kids, do you remember when we used to go to the video store on a rainy day and get candy and rent a video and bring it home, and they used to be scratched sometimes, and it was all part of the experience? Well, these days, none of their kids will actually ever go to a video store, which is a pretty crazy phenomenon. They'll all stream stuff from places like Netflix, and there's lots of others as well. So those businesses got disrupted, and video stores are very few and far between now. As I was saying earlier, the current situation with all this fast internet stuff here on the coast is that the National Broadband Network, or the NBN, has been deployed in some communities around Australia and on the Sunshine Coast already. If you live in areas like Caloundra, Ryan Williams, who we're working closely with from the NBN, was telling us at an event you won't actually get it until about June next year. So it's a little over a year to wait, June 2018 that is. In Maleny, there are pockets where, because of configuration, you can't get it. But the key to note is there are alternatives. So through this program, we're hoping to introduce you to what those alternatives are. One of the alternatives is one I've already mentioned. It's actually going and working out of somewhere like the Hive. I know in Mullaney the other day, we were struggling with good internet. We bought a Telstra box. We still couldn't get online. So we ended up at a co-working space called the Code Cave, and we loved it. It was fast internet. They had people coming in giving massages and selling honey, and it was a wonderful day of working and meeting new people. Another thing to know about our current situation in terms of the internet here on the Sunshine Coast is there's actually a proposal out to possibly build an undersea internet cable in our own region, which I think would be an absolute game changer. What that means is they will drop a cable into the ocean coming from Guam, which is a country in Asia where a lot of our internet comes from, believe it or not. And they have already done the feasibility studies topographically, geographically. It makes a lot of sense for this cable to come into the Sunshine Coast. Now, if it did, that would open up whole industries. We might get servers, it would boost the IT scene. People who are seeking fast internet and cheap rent, as opposed to places like Sydney and Melbourne, where most of the companies coming in, might actually start to look at the Sunshine Coast. So if you're a business that really would benefit from fast internet, that is also a project you can get involved in and petition on. Here's the thing as well, some regions got the NBN really early, like a few years ago now. And this is an example in Burnie, Tasmania. So they got the fast internet. They didn't have a program like this from their local council. No one did really anything different, and life went on as normal in Burnie. So look, you know, they're all still safe and healthy, and that's awesome. But their whole local economy, the point is, could have been potentially grown, boosted, new jobs created, people having more time with their families, if only they'd known, one, to get on the NBN, and two, to be utilising the faster internet for business results. Now, the main reason I hear businesses saying, I can't get the fast internet, I can't learn these programs, I can't change the way I do it because I haven't got the time, is usually a really common excuse. Look, I want to actually sympathise with you because I am a busy business owner. I wear lots of hats. I have to do the HR. Today I did 4 interviews back to back. I have to resolve IT issues. I have to make money. I have to think about marketing and all that stuff. And it is really hectic. And I have to be a mum and all those other hats I told you I wear. But I want to appeal to you and say, you know, you really got to find the time for this stuff, because if you don't, you might not have a business to be busy in much longer, because if your competitors are getting onto these tools and doing things quicker, you know, able to offer them cheaper, they give a better service to their customers, then maybe people are going to start using them. And that's the hard truth of it. The other excuse I hear a lot is, I haven't got the money. Well, I get that, because I didn't have the money when I started my business. And if you are a startup or a home-based business or just a micro business, just yourself or maybe one other, it is hard having the money to start up everything you need, whether it's a computer, stock, outsourcing your bookkeeping, or just whatever it is you need money-wise to get started. So the good news is a lot of the tools we'll introduce you to as part of the Level Up program actually are either free is good, right? Or low cost. So I'm talking $10 a month, $20 a month, $30 a month, which you might say, yeah, but if I get, you know, 5 or 6 of them, that's $100, or, you know, $150 worth of subscriptions a month. Well, you know what, it might be, but if I said to you that was going to save you how many hours a month, maybe quite a few hours, it would totally be worth $150, right? And it might also be worth it if you don't have to hire someone to do those things. So an example of that is I use an online calendar system, and I could pay someone to schedule all my appointments, and I'll admit I sometimes need some help, but I take the backbone out of it by sending people my calendar link, which links with my Google Calendar, and people can see when I'm free and not available and request an appointment. So there's none of this back and forth and mucking around, and that's something that saves me time, just as an example. So because you've been good enough to get online tonight, I wanted to give you something, and you know, whether you sign up to the program or have more to do with Sunshine Coast Council or anything, I wanted you to go away feeling like that was a good session, I got something out of it. So what should you be doing in relation to this whole topic we're talking about? Well, number one, I would encourage you to check what speed you have now, and I've got a tool on that, and I'll flip back to those slides if you're going, oh my God, I didn't read that. You can all right now pull up this if you want and do a live demo. Go to speedtest.com Okay. Sorry, guys. My Chrome completely crashed while I was mid on air and I had a nice flow on. So I'm so sorry about that. I'm just going to share my screen again. I'm not sure why things are not behaving themselves tonight. Can you all, just before I continue, confirm that you were able to see the slides a moment ago and that you were hearing me okay until my Chrome crashed? Can you say yes in the text area if you were? Okay, fantastic. Hopefully over here, I'm seeing yeses and yep, so thank you guys for confirming that. Hopefully we have a clear run until the finish. I hope you're getting lots out of the session. I was just talking to you before we got interrupted by my naughty machine or software just crashing. This one. So I was encouraging you to go to speedtest.net and run a quick test. So one of the things you want to do before you go and get fast internet is know what you've got now. Maybe you've got fast internet and you don't really need to go faster, unlikely. But when they ask you, well, what are you on now and how do you use it? It's kind of good to be able to say, oh, I'm on 8 download and 1.1 megabytes up, and you'll sound really intelligent. So love you to do that and text me through what your speed is as a live exercise. So once you know what speed you have, you can go shopping. So the NBN Co website's really good. It's got a 3-step process where it helps you find, run a little test in the nbnco.com.au/business. You can actually work out what services you already need that rely on the internet, and it can make recommendations of what sort of package you might need. It can also tell you when your internet will be available in your area, which is pretty cool. So we encourage you to access faster internet and tell us if you have. Next up, we encourage you to review your current business systems and procedures, because then we can help you identify where you might get some efficiencies. So I want you to consider things like, am I doing banking online right now? Am I using apps to do my banking online? Do I do my accounting online? Do I do my payroll online? Do I use a project management system if that's relevant to what you do? Do I have my calendar online? Do I do my emails online? Technically, everything can be online and it can be integrated, and you can get some pretty good efficiency. So that's the sort of stuff I want you to consider. And I also want you to consider, gee, if I could save some time on this little annoying thing I spend a lot of time on, that'd be amazing. So just give me the problem and I'll do my best to resolve it. The other thing is, I encourage you to take your whole team on the journey. Whatever changes you get involved in, whatever training you engage in, this should not be the job of one person if you are a one-person business. And even if you are a one-person business, bring your advisors along for the journey. Bring your accountant, bring your business coach, bring your lawyer, whoever is keen to learn some information and how it applies to your business, bring them along, because that will really help you get the most out of it too. And I also encourage you to make the stuff a priority, or you could end up like a Blockbuster or a Masters too. So send those speed tests through if you want to run it, and send me how you got on. So once you have good internet, we're saying let's do the Level Up program. And even if you haven't got the fast internet, let's do the program anyway, because you can do the program, learn all the stuff, and then when the fast internet comes to your area, you'll already be skilled and know exactly what new solutions and things you might get in place. So who is this for, this program? Well, basically micro and small businesses. From research, we know there are many of you on the Sunshine Coast. In fact, about 92% of all the 30,000 businesses here on the coast are micro, as in 1 or 2 people, or small, as in about 5 people. So we want people who are motivated to improve their money, their bottom line, their profitability, and their productivity, their ease to do things efficiency, and who want to build their technical and digital capabilities because they've got this faster internet available now. So what can you do to get involved in this program? Well, option 1, you're actually already doing it. You could come to a live info session. We've actually run a lot of these now. They're all on this website, levelup.sunshinecoast.qld.gov.au. We're running the last one at Nambour next week on the 5th of April. So that's totally free if you want to meet us, see that we're for real. Also come along and meet some of the telcos and hear what might be available in your area, and or when it will be available, and how much it costs and how to get it on and all that kind of stuff. Come to one of those live free Okay, it's saying I'm sharing my screen again. There we are. We were talking about our options for engaging in the program. So I'm just going to double check we're all running okay. Yep, seems to be. So we'll continue. All right, so option 2 is a webinar. You're doing that now. And because it's been a bit stop and start, don't worry. I've got a good copy of a webinar I did on the 1st of March, that one there. And I didn't drop out that day. So I'll send you all a copy of that, and you can watch it with less interruptions next time. So thank you for your patience tonight. Look, option 3 is just to come to some 3.5 or half-day hour workshops. We're running them starting straight after Easter, so from the 20th of April. They're heavily subsidised. Usually a workshop like that would probably set you back a few $100, but because it's a council program, only $75 a workshop. First in, first serve. You can go and register for them now at levelup.sunshinecoast.qld.gov.au, so feel free. Option 4 is to engage in 1 or more content webinars. So they're going to start after Easter as well. And we've got 3 of those available to register on right now. We'll be using the same Crowdcast technology. I'll be doing more tests with my Chrome before we start the content. And they are some really great topics. I've got some really great speakers and experts on those. You can attend them totally for free, or you can pay $25 to get the recordings thereafter. Or you can access the whole program for $295, and up to 4 people can do that. So that's you and 3 others. Like I said, if it's only you and your business, get your business partner, get your banker, get your accountant or lawyer or any business advisors to access that as well, maybe even a life partner. So I'll tell you more about the program, because though at the moment you might be going, well, I'll just do a workshop for $75. That's cheaper than $295. There's all this value built into the program, so let me tell you about it. These are the topics we'll go through. That's quite small text there. I'm going to leave this on this view. I'm wondering if because I'm hitting present that's conflicting for some reason. So as I said, the levels get progressively more difficult. Level 1 is getting online with faster internet, how to be safe and smart online, using online storage. So we'll look at stuff like G Drive and Box.net and Dropbox. And if you're already using these things, you're going, oh, I'd be all right at that lesson. I would encourage you to be open-minded and get on all of them, because even if we show you one little trick with Dropbox that you didn't know, and it does save you time or it does save you money, then I think you'll be pretty happy with us. So open minds required for all lessons and levels. Level 2 will show you how to work more efficiently online. Who doesn't want to, get more done in a day and maybe log off early and do what they really love, or even spend time with their families? So in that, we'll talk about whether G Suite or Office 365 is the better environment. The honest truth is there is neither, but we'll talk about the pros and cons of each. We'll talk about Google Calendar and Docs and Drive and Dropbox and more tools that you can be more efficient online with. Level 3 will be great. That's communicating and collaborating online using tools like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Skype, and more. Facebook's rolling out Facebook for Work and all sorts of things to collaborate with. I love collaborating with my national team. We have an office in Newcastle. We have clients everywhere. We have, team everywhere. And, we couldn't live without some of these tools. And I just know that if I can introduce some businesses to these, they'll get a lot out of it. Level 4 will be looking at video conferencing and capturing and editing. Video becomes very viable with faster internet. We'll look at different technologies you can use, GoToWebinar, WebEx, Webinar Jam. There's all sorts of QuickTime and different screen capture ones. And then you can use this to either become the expert in your field and compete nationally or internationally, or also to create procedures so you can grow your team and be more efficient and not have to keep doing that. Level 5, we will look at banking online. A lot of you might be banking online, but we want to say which banks are doing what and how, which apps you can get and whether you can do things easier. I know I've learned some things recently that I'm telling everyone how to do because they just make life so much easier. We'll also talk about e-commerce solutions and selling online, PayPal, eWay, Stripe, and more. Level 6, we're going to talk about doing your accounting and payroll online, including syncing your accounts to your website and FPOS to save on data entry. If we can save you that time, how good will that be? Level 7, we'll look at documenting procedures and systems. I do think the reason my company's won a few awards and had a bit of success along the way is because we are really, really firm on documenting procedures and how to do stuff and sharing it. So, everyone's doing it the same way. It means I don't have to do the same boring job twice. I can give it to someone else to help me, and that means I can be more efficient and basically make more money, spending the time on what I am good at. Level 8 is how to streamline and automate. So you can see this is getting a bit more difficult. This is a little bit tricky. We're going to talk about things like APIs, add-ons, but basically all they are is, let's call them connectors, or things you add on to software you might already use, which maybe give you some, again, efficiencies, streamline things, and or automate things. Really great example of that this week with my team is we used to sell support packages online for people to get their websites updated, and they used to log on, pay for it, and then that would go to PayPal, and then the accountant had to tell the team that they have paid for it. And there could be delays. Like sometimes when people are buying that, they just want to get started, and then they'd have to create a spreadsheet, then liaise with the client on what they wanted, and then the spreadsheet wasn't keeping updated, so it was a bit of a mess. So we said, wouldn't it be better if you could just have it so that on the website you buy the support hours and automatically it creates a ticket so the boys know they've got to work on it straight away, and then just tell the accountant this is how you account that. And that's what we're doing now. It's so much better. So people aren't getting lost in it. They're getting quicker response, and it just means we've got a lot more streamlined process. Level 9, most businesses need to have good customer experience, something they do and they don't have one. So we'll talk about what is out there to support you with that. CRMs, which are client relationship management systems. They're where you log everything and interactions with clients so that when they come to you next, you know exactly where you left off. This is also really valuable if you were to ever sell your business. There's also online phone systems and more that capture recordings so you can check what sort of experience am I giving my team. I know we had a staff member a while ago now that we thought was giving a great experience, but when we listened to some of the recordings through our PBX, we were kind of cringing at some of the stuff we'd heard her say. So a lot more training was required on that front. Level 10, you need to know if your customers are satisfied, and there's all sorts of online systems to run surveys, polls, and more on that. Level 11, while they won't be relevant to all businesses, there's a bunch more other online tools we'd like to show you, but they're not all relevant to all businesses. So we're going to jam them into one lesson and go, there's also learning management systems, there's also project management systems, and introduce you to other cool tools that are really popular out there and tell you why they're popular. And last but not least, we're going to learn about what open data is, because Sunshine Coast Council actually has lots of data it's happened to share, and for you as a business, that could be an opportunity. You can do stuff with that. So what is that data, how to analyze data, and also how to create reports and identify your business KPIs. So once you've done all these things, or whatever's relevant to you, you can start to go, where was I before and where am I after? I know I met with a client last week, and she was an accommodation provider, and I said to her, how much business do you get from X booking engine and how much do you get from Y booking engine and Z? And she said, I don't know, about this much, about 30%, but she was all about, she really didn't know. And so I said, we've got to get some tracking up and running for you so that you know exactly what's working and what's not, and you can do a much better job with your business. So the program is essentially a 12, that should say module, I'm just going to update it, not program. So 12 modules as I've just outlined, and you can learn online and in person. There's 12 webinars like this. They're all recorded, so you can watch them at the time that suits you. So they're $25 to access, but not if you're doing the full program. Then that's inclusive of that $295. There's 12 lessons or workbooks that you can work through and download. There's lots of emails to prompt you to keep learning. There's a private Facebook group, and there's mentors. Let me tell you a bit more about them. So with mentors, you can book in a session and meet face-to-face or online, whatever you prefer, with a range of people who can help you get these things into your business. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes you go to these workshops, you get all fired up, you think, this is great, I'm going to do it. And then the reality is that you try and do it and you hit roadblocks, you get a bit lost and you're a bit uncertain. So it's really nice to be able to have that access to go and, get that feedback from mentors that yes, you're on the right track, and yes, that's a good solution, and yes, that's what you should do. With the webinars, these are starting actually on 7th of May at 7:30 at night. We did survey business owners and we found out that evenings were better because people were in shops and cafes and all that kind of stuff during the day is just no good. So we appreciate 7:30 on a Tuesday. They're all going to be held on Tuesdays. Doesn't suit everybody, but there are recordings. So if it doesn't suit you, that's okay. We've had other people say, oh, we're going to be away overseas on the 2nd of May or for some of that. And we say again, well, don't worry because you get the recordings. You can watch it from overseas if you wanted to. If you're super keen, get up in that time zone. And if you weren't that keen, you can just access the recording. So that's pretty easy. Look, we've got a Facebook group if you do the program. So if you just do a workbook or a module, you don't get access to this Facebook group. If you have done the Facebook group, you do. There's over 400 people already in that because we've trained a lot of different people. And you can post in there that you're struggling with something at midnight or that you've just got a little question for someone or celebrate a success. And because everyone's on the same user journey, you should get a really good response in there, and I'll tag people and I think might be able to help you, and so will my team. So we've already run, as I said, most of these sessions. So all of these right now have actually been, so I'm going to make them red. But we've got this one next Wednesday, and we can also send you the recording. So that's your updated list there, Best Chances Nambour, if you want to come meet us. These are not past, and these are all login on the Level Up website. Starting Thursday the 20th, we're going to walk through levels 1, 2, 3 on workshop 1. Then we're going to talk money, banking, selling and accounting online on workshop 2, systems and automations and procedures on workshop 3. So there's about one a month, and then they get followed by webinars. So we do the topic and then you jump on the webinar to reinforce it, hear different ways, get some live demos, and all of that should embed the learning. So who are you going to learn from? Well, I've got a pretty awesome team, and this is just a sample of them. And then I've got pretty awesome networks. So I've been locking in some really fantastic speakers that I'm so excited to introduce you to. There's me, there's Andrew, second along from me, and there's Kat, my amazing business partner. There's Johannes, who's Sunshine Coast based. He's amazing with automations and things. And we'll be pulling in, as I said, a whole lot more. We've got a fantastic team from the council who are obviously right behind this and there to help in any way they can as well. You've got Tim there on the left. He may well be the person you send your registration form or ask questions of. We've got Anne, who is spearheading the program and the council wanting to deliver it, and is our liaison point between the program development delivery and the senior management there and the councillors. We've got Kelly, who works within the economic development team, and Amanda Goody, who work within the economic development team, who are also there to support you get started and get involved in the program. Remember I mentioned mentors? Well, they're all pretty awesome, and we're adding to that list. All the mentors are digital champions at the moment, as named by Queensland Government. That's because they're awesome at what they do, and they often give back to the community. We are paying them though. So there is an allocation of 100 mentor hours. So, you know, about 100 people could get 1 hour, or, you know, 50 people could get 2 hours. And we will potentially go back to council if it's really popular and we need more time. But you don't pay if you do the program. You get access to these. You can go sit down with them. And how the system works is that you do a request via the website in the private area, because you have to be a registered paid program member. That goes to the mentor. They'll accept or decline or negotiate what date they can meet you. Then you'll exchange contact details, and then you hold the first session. Now, some of them might do it in person, like I said, maybe at their place of work, maybe at yours, or maybe at a cafe, or whatever you guys mutually agree on. Some of you might hold it online. Now, after that one session, some of you might say, oh my gosh, it was so valuable. I learned so much stuff. I don't need to see them again for ages, so thank you. Others will say that was so valuable. I really want to see them regularly, like every couple of weeks or every month. If that's the case, you just have to negotiate it with them direct. And other times you'll start with a mentor and things are going gangbusters. And then over time you go, you know what, actually, I think I've got what I need from this topic, so I'm going to move on, and you can pick up another mentor. So that's pretty cool. So the short of it is we don't get massively involved in that. We're just there to facilitate and introduce you to mentors, and you can go from there. I wanted to show you just how awesome doing this stuff can be and give you a really live example of someone on the Sunshine Coast. So Scandic Cafes in Maroochydore on First Ave, down from KFC there. Don't know if you know it or not. I mean, the cafe is a business most people understand. You probably go in there and get coffee fixes if you're anything like me. So these guys rely on a digital POS or point of sale system to enable them to manage their orders and serve their customers in a really fast way. And best of all, that links up to their accounting software, so their records are done in a few clicks. So what does all that mean? Well, a lot of cafes would take orders, have paper, maybe have to feed in all that accounting at the end of the day and work out, you know, what sold, what their costs were, and whether they made any money that day or that week or that month or that year. But these guys, the way they're doing it's all real-time data going through this point of sale. So whilst they might have invested up front or ongoingly, they have pinpoint accuracy on how their business is performing, which is what we would love to see more businesses on the Sunshine Coast have, and would love to get some more case studies from this program. So that's it for me. If you would like to join the program, you can simply go to this website, levelup.sunshinecoast.qld.gov.au, and once you hit there, you can have a scroll through. A lot of what I've run today is there. There's all our levels. Why do the program? If you just want to join because you're quite keen, you click on here or on the menu which says registration. Now, I will warn you, it is quite a long registration form, but it's that for a reason. We want to gather lots of information so we understand your business and benchmark your business, and can then give you that feedback of what it is, how it's improved over time. So I don't care if you're starting at level 1, if you go up to a level 2 because of the program, fantastic. If you go up from a level 5 to a level 8, great. If you go from a level 9 to a 10, that's great too. So yeah, if you want to sign up to the program, just $295, and that includes up to 3 other people, which if you register on the next page, it will ask you anyone else you want to add, and you can go ahead and do that. So I would like to know now if there's any questions. Feel free to put them through on the text chat area. And thank you for bearing with me while I had these technical difficulties tonight. You were very, very patient and great. Saying I don't have any questions. I'm hoping that that's because you guys are so well informed and you are going to join up to the program because it's so great. We actually have had quite a few registrants and we've got quite a big audience in Nambour. So yeah, hoping that we will get lots sign up. And the council are very ambitious. They want to help a lot of people sort of, you know, put some good resources behind this program and a lot of thinking. And they really hope that it's something that the local business community receive really well and get stuck into. Now, if it's not for you, feel free to recommend it to others. Let them know you're on here. As I said, I'll send you the webinar recording. You can forward that on to anybody you would like. It is just for Sunshine Coast-based people, businesses. So I guess that's the only prerequisite, really. Whether they're a startup or very, very established business, that's okay with us. So I can see there's still people on, but I'm still not getting any questions. So I'm actually going to presume that you guys are all happy, and we can wind up the program for now. So as I said, do have a look through here. Do go to the events page where you can have a good look through what's coming up. You can register for the Nambour session or any of the workshops right now, and or you can start on some of these other webinars. We've got the first 3 loaded up right now. We'd love to have you on them. So thank you then. I'll wind it up. Got people saying thank you and thumbs up, so that's awesome. Loved having you on the webinar. Hope to see you on the program. Feel free to email us. I'll send you Tim's email if you've got any questions. He is the council contact for you. So that's his email if you want to drop him a line and ask him anything about the program. All right, guys, signing off, and hope to see you at an event real soon. Good night to you and your family.